Now, the story of a wealthy family who lost everything.
No. I don't know what we're talking about today. Aliens?
Do you know that one?
No.
Dan, do you know that one?
No, I just liked how realistic like the Sal being like, no, we're not. What?
What?
What is that?
What even is that?
That was from
Silver
Arrested
Spoons?
Development. They start it like that, and then they cut into the jingle.
Gotcha.
So I guess you've never seen Arrested Development.
I've seen it, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I didn't really watch a lot of Arrested Development. I've seen it, but like I didn't watch it.
Well, everyone else, this is Nope, our paranormal podcast. Normally, Sal's not as confused as that.
I'm pretty certain
priceless.
usually.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is our paranormal podcast. I'm going to explain a little bit quick as to where the show has been and what's going to change for season 2. Season 2's original idea was all of the alien tropes, me looking up for current or within the last 10-year sightings, and then we explained where the trope came from. It worked great for the original alien abductions, but I quickly discovered it's like alien sightings and everything are mostly dead. Like, I've already gotten the current stuff.
Look at the previous episodes and find out why that is.
Yeah.
Spoilers, it's cell phones.
Yeah, we basically, I think it was 2 or 3 episodes of the alien topics. We kind of came to the same conclusion at each one, why we're not hearing or finding more information. And the last one was kind of our definitive, this is why this isn't happening. So we couldn't do that anymore. Yeah. And that's why the show went on a temporary break while I kind of reorchestrated like basically what we're doing and what's going on and stuff like that. So
yeah.
What that means is that now season 2 is going to be shifted a little bit more alien themed, but I'm going to be kind of pacing it around popular alien things and what they are and if you guys don't know about them. So they're popular around like a B or C tier. So they're not like the big things. So today I'm going to talk to you about, Sal, have you ever seen John Carpenter's The Thing?
Of course I've seen The Thing. I love The Thing. It's it's a rare perfect film. Yes.
Okay. Dan, have you seen The Thing, the original?
I haven't seen the original thing, no.
Sal, why don't you explain to him real quick what the plot to The Thing is?
You know that werewolf game? You know who's the werewolf? That's what it is. It's no, it's a movie about it's a group of research scientists kind of in the Arctic who are kind of like stuck there for the winter. You know, they're just in Antarctica, and there's an alien that gets loose in their camp, and they're cut off from the rest of the world, and it can look like any of them. And so the whole movie is like a tense psychodrama about like an action adventure movie that kind of is about like how to discover who is the thing before the thing gets you.
So for our younger audience, it's Among Us the movie.
Our chat is literally saying that in our live chat right now. They're like,
it is Among Us.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is sus in that movie. But it is so much better than any of those, any analogy you could think of for the thing.
Yeah.
It pales in comparison to what the thing is. It's such a good movie. It makes me wonder like how John Carpenter made it. I love John Carpenter.
And what makes it really...
But it's not like stupid. Like John Carpenter's movies are fun and cool, but also like goofy.
Mm-hmm.
And what made it really work was practical effects. This is before the era of CG, so everything was practical in that movie for the most part.
Right.
And it was just incredible. It's like an 80s movie. It's one of my all-time favorite horror movies. I'm actually going to rewatch that because I haven't seen it in a while. Wasn't there an attempted sequel at The Thing?
There was the plan was they were going to make a reboot, and then the director was like, no, and so they forced it to be a prequel.
Okay.
And there is potential for a prequel for The Thing, so, because
there's an original group that was missing.
Like, it
right?
happened already to a Norwegian team before that, and I feel like they almost kind of pulled it off. And in fact, that I know the director of the new Thing really wanted to use practical effects, and they did. And then the studio's like, but how will they know we spent money on it? And so they overlaid all the practical effects with CG that looked really crappy, and so it hurt the show.
Because I know there's a great video game from the PlayStation 1 era that was like also in canon and explained where the thing came from.
Yeah.
So
that's a tough one because it's like hard to play.
So here's the next question. Why do you think I'm bringing up The Thing, Sal?
I don't know. Are we talking about doppelgangers or
Well, no, we're still in the alien era. Like, we're still in the alien topic.
Body snatchers, that kind of thing.
What if I were to tell you there is a lake, an underwater, subterranean freshwater lake in the Antarctic, and one of the theories as to what it is housing is a Thing-style monster now that we finally cracked it.
No. But there may be a lot of, like, ancient bacteria in there, which is also a danger. It actually would be a more real threat to humanity than, like, worrying that there's aliens in there. No, I didn't hear about this, but I'm excited to learn more.
Okay, Dan, what would you say if I told you your greatest horrors are real?
I mean, that's not my greatest horrors. If you told me that, I would be scared, terrified, and I don't know who's going to be jumping out of the walls any second now. That's interesting, though. They found a freshwater lake, like, under the ice and stuff? Or like...
So, Lake Vostok was discovered by Russian researchers. It's in, apparently, Russia, from what I'm gathering.
Okay.
It is the largest. It's the largest of Antarctica's almost 400 known subglacial lakes. Lake Vostok is located on the southern pole of cold, beneath Russia's Vostok Station, under the surface of the central East Antarctic ice sheet.
Yeah.
A lot of words there. Okay.
It's the most unique and individual name of cold. Where are you going?
Right?
Oh, it's cold in the Antarctic.
Yes, it's cold.
I'm aware.
It's very cold in the Antarctic. I was moving my stuff around so I could pick up where I left off. Okay. So the surface of this freshwater lake is approximately 4,000 meters, 1,300 feet under the surface of the ice, which places it 500 meters below sea level. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Now, this lake, the reason why this is such a discovery is because it is so deep, we've only recently discovered it. And like you said, there could be ancient bacteria in this lake cell.
Yeah. According to the apparently it is. It's teeming with life, according to research.
And that's the concern. That's what the concern of this whole thing is.
That's fair.
Yeah. The station, which the name is like after, commemorates blah blah blah. So this has apparently been sealed off by a thick sheet of ice for 15 million years.
Dang.
So first up, I'm going to show you where it is in relation to like the rest of the world, so you don't think this is out in the middle of nowhere, because it is in the middle of nowhere. But
it's Antarctica, yeah.
Not as bad as you think. So this is I got the global map up here. Okay?
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Antarctica. Antarctica is just big and shelves of ice, right?
Yeah.
There's Australia.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but it is at least 4 Australias away from Australia.
I'm just picturing Sal taking Australia and like moving it down here. So yeah, it's like 4 Australias away. You aren't wrong about that, but it's not as far away as you would think. Is my point.
Right? It's not as remote. It's not as cut off. I mean, it is in the smack dab in the middle of Antarctica. It would take a lot of effort to get across. It would have to. I mean, microbiologists or microorganisms would have to hitch a ride with somebody.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying it's in our backyard. Like, Dan, don't look in your backyard. Right. There's a ancient freshwater lake sunken into the world.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and
that's what that
teeming
was.
with bacteria. Yeah.
And it's teeming with bacteria, which will turn you into a zombie. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Right.
So the reason this came up in our discussion is I was looking for alien explorers, which is where I was going to use the theory to discuss our pyramid theory, which I will develop on. But in that journey, I came across this article. 11 theories of what might be underneath its alien lake Vostok.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's fun. Theories as to what this underwater lake could be hiding from us.
Yeah.
Wait, so no one's actually been down there. They just know it's there.
So we've bored into it, and that's all we've done. Because it's so deep, you can't get down there, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Environmentalists are saying that we're ruining whatever's down there by drilling into it because they're using like drilling fluids to prevent it from freezing back over. So we're basically boring into this ancient era of water and being like modern day fuel.
So this is just the start of a movie. Hey, so we accidentally merged modern technology with this ancient bacteria and it birthed this giant prehistoric beast that came out of nowhere.
It birthed a miscreation, Dan.
If that doesn't show up in our campaign, I'm going to be very upset now.
It's our Neon Genesis inspired campaign, Sal. Sorry.
I see.
Anyway, and for those who want to watch that, we have it over on the Dungeon the Nail channel. Anyway. So when the Russian teams were getting it there, it was contaminated drilling fluid back in May 2017. So they said it was impossible to get reliable data of real chemical and biological composition of lake water because people are now boring into this thing and exposing it to things. But I honestly feel like we should have just left it alone. Like,
right.
There's no way to get down there without contaminating it.
So you don't. There's no point. Yeah, right. Exactly. I think it's. My guess is because they're like, well, yeah, it's gonna screw up like any chemicals or like biological, small creatures or whatever. But like, we're looking for woolly mammoths and stuff. Like, we're looking for the big stuff. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that.
So let's go into the theories about what's in Lake Vostok, because you guys have already said you think it's just bacteria and teeming with bacteria and ancient bacteria, right? Dan, as you think's down there?
Still a huge problem.
I feel like if there was something else that we would be hearing of that.
Well, we haven't gotten into that. They've literally bored a hole like this big. That's all they've done, Dan. They've basically drilled straight down into it.
Oh, it's like a tiny.
Yeah, we haven't made like a big. We haven't gone down there. They've bored
when I hear boring, my
out.
head thinks like giant things.
Yeah, you're thinking like oil drills and stuff like that. Yeah, no, we haven't gotten down there yet. We don't know it's there. By the way, you should check out our sponsor. This is them. Into the AM. Oh. Here's some of the shirts. I literally was just on their website to pick out our next batch of things. So yeah, that's why it's recommending it up here.
Good to know. Now we know Benny's cookies are enabled.
You know what? It's a good thing it wasn't on one of my weird times where I was sending naked statues to Houston or Dan to mess with them, because then those get recommended up there. We'd have to hide that.
Yeah, we'd be like, what is this?
I do that. I try to, because what I do is I send them things. This is just a fun little side note for our viewers and our listeners. I'll send them links to mess with their cookies. Like, that's why I do it, because I know they click them, and then all of their ads.
That's why he does it.
I normally end up
Oh my gosh, look at this naked statue. It's to mess with your cookies. Totally
it is,
not
because
for
I
other
come across
reasons.
them looking for other things, because my cookies are screwed. So
yeah.
And I always click the ad when it shows that. So then I give it to Dan and Houston so they feel my pain. Anyway, back to our topic. 11 theories of what's inside of this lake here. So code-loving microorganisms. That's the first one. I think that lines up with exactly what you guys are thinking. Yeah. It's just microorganisms that love the deep cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Which also leads to new bacteria. That's your fear, Sal, that there's bacteria down there that's going to keep us alive.
Sure.
Living things similar to those on other planets. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting.
Yeah, because we don't have any.
Stretch.
Yeah.
But if samples were taken from the lake to contain life, it could prove the existence of life in the water on Mars, Saturn's moon, whatever, I can't pronounce that, and Jupiter's satellite Europa. Because they're such cold planets, if we could find life down there, it proves that things could live in this environment. So that's what they're suggesting there.
I see. That's how they justify the research, where they're like, well, look, we'll drill down there, we'll take a look, and then we'll know what to look for when we're drilling on Mars.
Yeah, it's basically it, yeah.
I guess.
Oil, there could just be fossil fuels down there.
I hope not, because that would mean that we'd mine the crap out of Antarctica.
I was gonna say that's the reason that gets governments to go. Yeah, we'll fund this research. Yeah,
right.
Why don't you go drill over there?
They're slightly worried about a massive ocean of pure marker crude. Like, it's just nothing but oil down there. Like, there would be that would actually incite World War III. Everyone trying to just take Antarctica.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That would start a new version of the Cold War. That's for sure. Yep.
And for our listeners who aren't watching my screen, Sal, why don't you read the next theory?
Oh my God, what is this? A Nazi base complete with Hitler's remains and secret documents.
When you brought this up and you went immediately from bacteria to aliens, my next thought was, okay, so is like Hitler going to be frozen down there? Are we going to learn that this is where Walt Disney was frozen and it's not actually under?
So the theory is it's so cold, the Nazis moved his remains there so that they can clone him one day.
Oh, sure. Brilliant.
It's actually a healing matrix.
But keep in mind, even if you want to believe this also means that in all of these groups on Antarctica, no one found the doorway down there.
Right. Yeah, right?
The body-sized hole. Okay, just slide him on in there.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking, let's go back up to how deep this actually is. This is, where did I see it? It was in here. 13,000 feet.
Yeah.
Has anyone found the door into hell?
I doubt it. 13,000 feet. Oh my God.
Jeez.
So we'll go ahead and dismiss this one. I'm not even
Yeah, the
gonna...
Hitler one I think we can throw away.
Yeah, that.
A greenhouse and other gases. So the idea here is that what we've actually got beneath there is the land before time situation.
Right, the Savage
Yeah.
Land. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, just the X-Men are down there.
Yeah. Right? No, I've heard that theory, the like subterranean. I mean, like we saw it in I think Godzilla 2 or Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think the Savage Land is down there or the land before time?
No.
Nuclear energy. Now that's a possibility. I mean, maybe. Because apparently there's a shortage of iodine tablets in the continent, so they're thinking that it might have been consolidated into this lake.
Oh, okay.
It's at least a theory. More
It's a
probable than the
stretch.
Hitler theory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
I'll
beats
give
the
him
Hitler
that.
theory. Yeah, that's true.
Atlantis. There's a theory that this is actually Atlantis, and apparently it's a strong contender. Conspiracy theorists, novelists, and university professors alike are allegedly claiming that the tectonic shifts caused Atlantis to relocate to the South Pole.
Right. No.
No, just no. I'd be interesting that we drill down there. This is Atlanteans.
Yeah.
Here's the theory about the Thing, which is why I opened up with that because I knew you must have seen that movie, Sal.
Of course. Yeah, I love the thing.
So do you think that there could be sinister aliens or potentially a UFO landing site down there?
Oh, I mean, no, but it would be cool to see. No, I don't think that, like, I don't think aliens came here. Like, I don't think aliens have landed here. So I don't think they would, it's like, well, since they definitely have landed on Earth, there's got to be at least one ice spaceship. Like, no.
Right.
It's,
Well, the theory is backed up by the presence of a magnetic anomaly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the.
I mean, it is
I did not
something
read
that-
all of this. I will
Yeah.
not lie. It's a whole newspaper fair about it. And what it boils down to is there's a magnetic anomaly beneath the ice.
okay.
I mean,
it is on the, it is at the pole, so.
I was gonna say it's like that is this part
But
of
the theory
Earth where
is
there
that
would
that
be-
magnetic anomaly is brought to us by a crash-landed spaceship from the ancient eras that is now frosted over, and we're going to
Bit of a stretch, yeah. Just be like, well, there is a magnetic anomaly in a place where magnetic anomalies would take place, but it could be a spaceship. It's like,
which leads us to relics from Area 51. So the idea behind this one is that this is the dumping ground for the relics from Area 51. Again, where's the doorway down there that people are just
Right.
using this place?
why would they do that? Why would they bury them in the desert? Like,
Why would they do
They're
it
in
in
a
the
desert.
Russian
Why would they bury it
portion?
there?
right?
Like,
Like they don't dump actual secrets and hazardous chemicals there.
So why
Like,
would they
just
dump
that in the
alien
ocean?
shard? Yeah.
Why would they dump alien stuff there?
So nobody can find it until now.
Until now.
Nothing. There's a theory that there is nothing down there. It's
I mean,
just water.
That's the working theory right now.
Yeah.
I mean, as I understand it, like there are actual bacteria. Like they can find something. It's just nothing exciting, or nothing that would catch attention from the masses. Until it turns out that there's,
Apparently, there's 10 to 20 times more oxygen in this lake than anywhere else in the world. So the theory is that it's just too toxic and things couldn't grow there, at all.
That's fair. Okay.
See, honestly, if there was nothing down there, that would probably be the more concerning one for me. Because a complete absence of things is actually probably rarer than a ton of just random microbes and stuff. If there
That's
was
true.
literally just nothing down there,
Yeah.
Be almost suspicious.
it would be.
But it'd be sad because it's like we're already finding nothing out in space. I don't need
Yeah.
to find nothing on Earth too.
These could be bacteria.
Yeah. Well, I like when we find things that have been untouched by man, and then we can have a window into life before
Yeah.
us, and get an indication. Because the thing is, all the crap we use that helps us now is from the jungle, from research. It's from untouched sources by man, and it's
Right.
So maybe there's something down there that is an aggressive but benevolent microbe that eats cancer, and produces muscles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably
So-
not.
So is that what we're going to resolve on this theory, though? As far as we're concerned, our theory is that there's nothing down there, or at least bacteria.
Yeah, I think the biological thing, like there's bacterium, there's there might be even like an encased creature, like maybe.
Okay.
Because they found them elsewhere. Like they found mammoths and stuff like that. Like I remember them finding this huge bird claw like not too long ago, and it just looks like a dinosaur hand, and it's awesome. And I'm like, wow. Right. So that'd be cool. Like find stuff like that, but there's nothing man-made or alien-born in the ice. I'm not convinced.
All right, Dan, what do you think is in the ice? Is it aliens?
It is not aliens. I'm going to say...
Is it lizard people?
Most likely not. It is a Lazarus pit.
Ooh.
No,
I think that's probably just different microbes and stuff in a different environment. I think, however, this is one of those ones that you don't really want to crack open and find out that there's some big creature down there that's hibernating, and it's been hibernating because of the cold this whole time.
Dragons.
This is where they all went. They landed, they melted through the ice, and then they froze over.
Dude, that'd be okay with me.
Confirmed.
I would love to see dragons.
Freezing.
I would be okay with that. That would be a cool movie, too.
It's called Rain of Fire.
This has
Check it
been
out.
an episode of Nope Season 2. Next week, we're going to be looking at the concept of alien explorers. Aliens that came to Earth and then helped us build things like the pyramids.
Oh, God.
What?
Totally.
Aliens. Ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens. We're going into there. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. We'll see you next time right here. And if you're listening to it on Spotify or Podcast Network, consider giving us a review because that does definitely help the show out. And if you're watching it on YouTube, consider giving us a review in the comments. Give it a like and subscribe. Also really helps us out. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time right here.